Hello.
Hello.
Happy Tuesday. It's the Heart of Real Estate with Tara and Aaron. It's episode number 4 where we're discussing being present in our daily tasks.
This is true.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody had a chance to think about, and if you feel like you want to join our conversation, please do.
Yep, love to hear from you today. I'm just going to say right now, I have a bit of a sore throat. Part of my being present on a daily basis is being present to being sick over the last week. You think you maybe have a good immune system until you have kids, and then they spit in your eye and all over you, and it's almost unavoidable. So I'm going to do a little bit less chatting today, just save my throat a bit. Tara's a rock star. We've got a lot of thoughts about this stuff, but that's just a big part of being present, especially when you have kids, is going with the flow with your body and listening to what's going on the inside.
It's very true. Yes, yes. So some of the things that we had discussed prior to this in being present was the power of creating your daily plan the night before. Mm-hmm. I found that is very key. I've just started doing that myself. I have an accountability buddy, and every night I text him what I'm going to be doing the next day in business, and just a little messenger, but yep. It definitely keeps me on track, and it works back from that quarterly plan, and it actually makes me sit every night. Okay, so what am I going to do tomorrow that's going to bring me next to my quarterly plan?
Yep.
And able to work that through. I don't really do a monthly plan. Mm-hmm. I do quarterly and then work back. So I find that with that daily task, I'm able to keep my momentum faster.
Yeah, so. and feel like you're linking the daily activities to that quarter goal, right? Because I bet if you're looking that far out, you may have a chance to lose sight of the forest, or the trees for the forest, I guess, right? Because you're always just looking at the forest. So it's like, what trees do I need to plant or get through this forest of my quarter?
That's it,
and for those of you who are also self-employed, or within a life that provides you the necessity to make your own schedule on a daily basis, I like Tara's approach to knowing more than just what's happening this week or next week or even within the month. If you look at the whole quarter and have an intention, then you can be really, really focused on today and the activities today, because you know what direction you're heading, right? So you are just walking that path towards that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And so the way that I've actually structured is I do quarterly, then I do a weekly, and then for my weekly I batch and do my dailies. So,
what do you mean by batching?
So batching, I believe it was a Tim Ferriss, where you have I'm going to make all my phone calls in the morning, or I'm going to write all my thank you cards, or he even goes and says all your laundry.
Yep.
And just do, like, every Sunday night, I'm going to do my laundry, and that's what I'm going to do, that activity. And that, it keeps your mind open and your space open so that you can just do that one thing at that time. So
I like that idea. I like that I think batching can be not only on a task during your day, but themes for the week too. I was listening to an audio, you probably listened to it as well. This lady likes to break her weeks out, and each day is a theme day. So Monday's an innovation day. She's looking at new ways to grow her business, different things that she could bring into the business. It's working on her business that day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are her working in the business days. She's meeting with clients. She's doing all those activities, doing anything to support the growth of her business or the transactions she has on the go. And then Friday was a net new business day. So that was her big prospecting and marketing focused day. Now that works for her, but maybe there's something to glean. I personally find Mondays are my domestic day. I'm a rock star. I got so much energy. I get groceries and laundry and I set us up for the week, but then I feel really well set for that week. So I'm seeing a trend in that theme, and I think that will be my main domestic push day. So then when the kids go to day home on Tuesday, I can just be really focused on what activities I can do to walk towards my goals for the quarter, for the year, whatever, right?
Yeah. See, and I find for myself batching on a domestic side, I find that harder because I don't really like to do it. So if I do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Smaller every day, it doesn't feel as daunting to know that Saturday morning is my cleaning day. Or,
exactly.
Because I don't enjoy the domestic part of life in that regard. So I still haven't worked myself into batching domestic things. So.
Well, I feel that for me, it's really been a survival thing. For those of you who don't know, we have 2 kids under 2. We have a 1 and a 2-year-old. So I find that I go through waves of being really focused around the house, and then other times I'm like, they're going to destroy it anyhow. So I find that right now I survive by getting a lot of stuff done on Monday, and then we coast the rest of the week. Then I can let certain things slide and go, and then Monday I tighten it all back up from that department, right? And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are my business focus days. So if you saw a theme originating throughout the week, especially because you have kids too, so different events and different school things, and there's always going to be somewhere that you see some sort of like patterning in your week.
Totally.
We live in a world where, because of our business, there's no Saturday, Sunday weekend per se, unless you have kids in school or whatever that does influence that. But I think it's of most importance when you live a schedule like that to just be ever present to what you can do on a regular basis to get a little more accomplished.
Totally. Well, being conscientious and actually thinking about what you're doing, I think, is key in where it's going to take you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because especially when it comes to business, it's not so much being present in the moment. Where is that going to take me? And making sure that you're doing like 80-20, and that you're not just doing. Right.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of interesting, because it's like being present, but being presently prepared for the future. Right. It's like two things at once, right? You are being present, but everything that you're doing has a mind for how will this affect, what are the outcomes going to affect, me and the people around me. That's kind of a conundrum at times too, right? Like being fully present to what you're doing, and maybe that comes in from planning ahead of time, right? Like you said, like you have the bigger goals, you have the smaller goals, and you have the intention for the day. So then when the day comes, you can just show up and be really present to it. And and trust that you're doing things that are getting you towards your goals. So you're not constantly like unpresent to the actual tasks of the day. You know what I mean? Like, because it's almost like twofold. Like if you're trying to be conscious about everything that you're doing and how it will affect others and all that other stuff, then are you maybe losing sight of actually being present? I'm not saying you, just hypothetically.
Yeah.
So then what work can we do so that you can just really show up and just be genuine and just be present and look into somebody's eyes, open your heart, and only be in this conversation and not thinking, shit, how does this affect my bottom line? Are they going to make a deal? Are they going to do this or that? Or, like constantly thinking about how stuff affects you or your levers. It's just being present, because you've done all the other stuff to make sure that you can be really present. And
that we were just having a little chat too about, in my life, I let go of the how, and the how presented itself. Mm-hmm. So I think in just what you said there, like it's planning and knowing your intention brings you present. It brings you the ability to be present here, because I know where I want to go and how it's going to happen, as long as I keep in momentum and I'm in this moment.
And in integrity.
Yes.
I think that links 100%. It all together too, mm-hmm. right? Like if you're always just doing the best that you can and always just showing up with integrity for what that means for you, then I think that you are being present to the past, the present, and the future all in one.
Yeah. Well, and authenticity. Mm-hmm. Right, as well as integrity, but being authentically yourself. And I think for me that was a hard part within the real estate realm, is because I'm not, I try not to have that greedy side, or I'm very community and mm-hmm. like, let's work together. And for me, I felt like that really wasn't real estate. Real estate was I'm going to put it in my back pocket, and I'm going to keep this dollar for mine. Is how I viewed the industry. So I felt very, how can I be authentic in this kind of environment? So 8 years in, I finally have broken my own stigma of what this industry is, and mm-hmm. being able to present myself within it. So,
and you are a force for that collaborative approach. It drew me to it because of that. And I think that we all can maybe be a little bit louder in our desire to just be really collaborative, right? Like the competitors out there are really loud. You know that they're there. You know that they're striving to grow and to achieve and to, have success. They're not necessarily at the cost of others, but like their goals are very much specific just to those results. Mm-hmm. Whereas you feel different when you're in the presence of somebody who's just presently trying to help and connect and collaborate and create opportunities. And I felt that, and I feel that in you, and I think we really have that resonation together. So It's being able to be
100%.
just really present, because you're not constantly thinking, oh, is this going to get me to my goals or whatever, right? Are they going to make a decision, or are we just spending time for nothing, or whatever that shows up for
Yeah.
in people who have ulterior motives. If you're just present to helping and to being authentic and genuine and doing the best that you can, then none of that matters, and you're going to have all the success and the real intrinsic success, in my opinion, and not be constantly searching for what else is out there. We talked about that too before, is like,
Yes.
instead of just like, what's next, it's great to always be growing and evolving and stuff, but not at the cost of being truly present to the love and the joy that is right now.
Well, yeah, so it is about the journey. And I think the older I get, like, the more I actually believe that. And I
Yep.
can feel that I'm not just chasing the dream and the life that I want, but I got to live it now. Hi, Miss B. I got to live it now. And it's the older I get, the more it resonates it truly is it.
Yep.
Like, it's about the journey, not the destination. Don't mind me. It'll be nice when we get there, but it's going to be fantastic now.
When you are there,
Yes.
and it's only just going to get different and better, and then not better, and like it'll just kind of be like, because it is a journey.
It is. 2-step forwards, fall backwards, get up,
Yeah.
go again, Like, but that's the way life is, though. But it is, again, having that goal to know that you keep that in mind. Like, that'd be the nice destination, to be able to homeschool your kids, or to get to that point
Yeah.
where you don't have to worry about this and I can have that moment. Or
And maybe that links to that, because we were having a chat before we came online today, so
Yes.
there's some gems we're pulling forward, but maybe some of that can also be linked to, instead of having hard goals, having themes for how you want to feel or how you want to show up, or a range of a goal. I'll link it to my weight. So for example, for a long time now, I've never tried to achieve a specific weight on the scale. That's silly. And I think that especially as women, we range too much. So I have a healthy weight range that I feel so comfortable landing within. And if I'm out of it a little tiny bit, there's a lot less pressure, because I don't feel this inside of me like I have to be this specific one thing. I can live in between this range, as long as I know that I have some boundaries that I need to meet for my health and wellness, right? I think it's true for business. If you have a very specific set revenue goal or set number of deals you have to achieve, maybe there's an opportunity for that to show up in how you are present or not present to the people that you can help along the way. Are they just going to be number 16 or 24 or whatever in your list? Or are they going to be, something more important, and more about actually just helping them achieve their success, right? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think, like, to have feelings, like,
Yeah.
having that number goal is great, because we all have budgets, right? Like,
yeah, that's from a math point of view. You
But-
need to know where we need to land.
but it's all on an emotional level, and that's letting go of the how. Like, to be that person who's going to get that goal. For it to come to me, I have to be that person now. And that's on an energetic, and like, I've got to be that person.
Yeah.
So again, that brings us back to being present and that integrity and being authentic, because I have to be that now to get there. Right? So yeah, I think that all ties in.
So what's your theme for next year?
Togetherness.
Togetherness. I like that.
Together we're going to be able to create everybody's dreams. If we are open and honest about where we want to go,
Yep.
we can take steps together to help everybody get there. There's
like
enough for everybody. We just got to be clear on what we want.
I agree with that fully. And I think it marries well with mine, or ours, Michelle and mine, is leverage. I think we already have everything within us, if we just link it all together more and collaborate and connect, and the more and more opportunities are going to show up. So between togetherness and leverage, those are our themes and feelings for the year. We've started to put together who we want to show up, starting now, but like for 2019 specifically. I was greatly inspired by Dawn picking, what is it, Joy this year, right?
Joy and grace.
Joy and grace.
Yeah.
Those are really fabulous themes to have, no matter what year you're in, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm going to piggyback on that a little bit too, but in following that theme, like picking a theme to kind of strive or align yourself with for the year. And I like togetherness for you. I wish to be a part of your togetherness.
You already are. It's going to happen. So that's fantastic. I really appreciate the fact that you suggested doing this together and creating this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. Is there anything else that you need to say to feel complete?
Nope, not right now. I think being present to everything includes being present to a little bit of a sore throat. So I'm feeling very content with chatting and don't need any more venues for that for a few minutes. But
Okay, perfect. Well, hopefully we're going to chat with you next week. I think we have one more topic on being present. So
relationships, how to show up or to be constantly present in your relationships.
Yes. So if you have any pointers or wanted to have open the discussion, make sure you comment. If you're watching this in replay, write replay. Feel free to share with all your friends as well.
Click like, share. I don't know where the buttons are. There we go.
Yeah,
We're getting some stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
And have a present day.
Yes.
Today is a present. Love you. Bye.